Facebook lead forms are dying and AI funnels are taking over. And if you're still using the old way, you're already falling behind. In this video, we're going to be building live a game-changing AI experience that blows lead forms and a traditional way of collecting leads completely out the water. Stick around to the end and I'll show you real examples around several niches and industries that you can implement today, no matter what niche you are working with or what niche you're working in. Now, firstly, imagine this. You've got two renovation companies. Both are advertising on Facebook in the same local area. One is using a boring request a quote campaign and running their ads directly to a Facebook lead form. The other, they're running traffic to an interactive AI tool that allows users to see their own kitchen redesigned and reimagined with all their specific requirements within their budget and tailored to their exact space and requirements. And the best thing is, it's built beautifully, almost like a high-end luxury web design firm built it for them. And that's what we're going to build in this video. And the best part is, it's not expensive, it requires zero coding experience, and anybody watching this video can implement this today for themselves or for their clients. And if you enjoy the video, all I ask is you drop a like, you subscribe for more content just like this, which I'm going to be releasing very, very soon. So let's first jump into my screen and have a look at exactly what it is that I've built. So as you can see, we've got a beautiful landing page, and this is obviously built with no code tools, and it says here, transform your kitchen in 2 minutes. We're going to click on here and we're going to select start my free design. We're then going to tell this page about our project. So we're going to go full kitchen remodel. We're going to choose our preferred style, and it's the style of kitchen that we would like to have. So I'm going to go with a wood kitchen for traditional feel. We then select our approximate budget. So we're going to go with 25 to 35,000. We're then going to answer when we would like to start. So let's go with as soon as possible. We're then going to select what colors appeal to us. Just for the purposes of this, I'm going to select slightly strange colors so we can see this is going to actually affect the outcome of this quiz. So we're going to go navy, green, and we're going to go with black. So we've got 3 colors there selected. We're then going to say what features we would love. So we're going to upload a few select features. So we're going to say we'd like a wine storage, we'd like breakfast bar, under cabinet lighting would be cool, and we're going to go with smart appliances as well. And we're then going to select which worktops material we would prefer. Now, because we're going for a darker theme, we're going to go with the concrete worktop just to change things up. We're going to click continue, and then we get a chance to upload our image. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to grab an image that I've downloaded. I'm going to upload this image, pretending this is my kitchen. We're going to click continue. We're going to enter our details, and then we're going to select see your free design. Now this is now loading in the background and it's processing all of that data. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through exactly how that works. And what it's going to do is it's going to output us a personalized message, as you can see here. Hi Samuel, we're excited to help you with a full remodel featuring warm wood designs complemented by your favorite colors, navy, green, and black, with features like wine storage, breakfast bar, under cabinet lighting, and smart appliances, along with sleek concrete worktop in your dream kitchen just around the corner. Best, Sarah, project manager. And it says your design will be with you soon. Now what we've done is we've actually sent a customized brochure to this person, me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video, jump into that brochure, download it, and show exactly what that looks like. There you go. We are now inside of this brochure, and as you can see, this name will be customized to the user's name. I haven't actually updated that, so I do need to do that. But you can see here the before and after transformation of this project. Now you can see it's taken it from a slightly different angle, but if you actually look at the design of this space, you can see the window is here, you can see the backdrop is here. It is actually the same room, right? And it's just completely redesigned it. Now, a few things to note, which is very, very cool and very, very interesting. Obviously, we mentioned we wanted a wood style kitchen, but with concrete countertops. So it's quite interesting, it's combined those two styles together. You can see we've got concrete back here, and then we've got a wood breakfast bar, which obviously we requested, which is very, very cool. Also, it's included the green and the blue stylings that we requested. It's also integrated smart appliances like this oven and stovetop here, which is very, very cool. And it's pretty much done exactly as we wanted, which is awesome. And it's even given us a personalized message that says, I'm thrilled to share the redesign of your kitchen, which now features a modern, sleek look with elegant wood finish and bold cabinetry. The new design optimizes space with efficient storage solutions, upgraded appliances. Installation typically takes around 2 to 3 weeks. I recommend scheduling a consultation with us to explore more design possibilities. So now you can imagine just how keen this user would be to now schedule a design. They've seen their dream kitchen, they can see it in action. And we can even go a step further with this. We could break down the budget. There's all sorts of things that we could do to even elevate this even more. So how do we build this tool? Well, let's jump into that right now. Well, before we jump into the softwares we're using, let's just map out exactly what is happening. So on the front end here, we're using no code tools. So we call them vibe coding tools, where that essentially means you can code things based on prompts, as opposed to having to code it manually yourself. And we're using Bolt.new, but you can use Replit, Lovable, or Bolt. All of them do very similar things. We're then using a custom webhook URL, which is coming from Make. And that webhook URL is we're creating a Make flow, which is generating us a URL looks like this. We're then going into these tools and we're saying, hey, can you post this data to this URL? Then send that data from Lovable or Replit or Bolt through to Make. Make is then transferring that data through to OpenAI. OpenAI is doing two things. Number one, it's crafting a personalized message, which we're going to output onto the page, and that then transfers that data back via the webhook to Lovable or Make, and I'll show you the flow in just a minute. But then it's also sending an image output over to OpenAI. So it's over to Banner Bear, it's generating the after image. Banner Bear is then collecting the before image, the after image, and the personalized message, and it's creating a shareable URL link, like a live PDF. And Banner Bear, you can use Banner Bear, or you can use tools such as PDF Generator API, which is a very similar tool. What it basically does is it allows you to create, basically PDFs via API connection. So you can basically custom design a PDF, and you can change the text, the headlines, the colors, the images, all based on prompts, all based on automations that are coming from something like a Make flow. So then taking that PDF, and it's going to transfer that via SMS and Gmail, and we can even personalize an email that we send to that user as well. Or you can put it into something such as like GHL via custom value. So you can take that data, that URL, you can paste it into GHL, and you can include it in your follow-up automations. Now, the order you're going to want to follow to make this work is a 3-step process, and that is the structure, number one. And by structure, I mean you're going to want to structure the concept of your quiz first. So for example, if you're working with kitchens or bathrooms or whatever it is you're working with, first of all, you need to make note of kind of the questions that you want this form to have included, and just have some idea of what you want that to look like. Second thing is the design of that quiz. So first we build the functionality of it, and then we customize the front end design. And that is by prompting tools like Bolt and Rep or Replit to have it designed how you want it to, or have, for example, like a branding doc that for your client that you can upload into Bolt or Replit to have it redesigned how you want it to look. And then the final stage is integration and functionality. Once we built our quiz and it works, we then build the back end of that quiz, and we then build the functionality that makes it do exactly what we're trying to make it do. Okay. And the first thing we need to do is we need to create a prompt for Bolt. So what we'll do in this instance, we'll just create a quick sample of this and what that might look like. And this is my prompting recommendations. I will leave a Google Doc. I'll put this Google Doc in the comments underneath this video or in the description. But you've got best prompting structure. So number one is role context. So that's basically like defining who or what is responding. So, whether it's a homeowner who's looking forward to redesign their kitchen, for example, and also, the role of the actual AI. So what role do you want it to look like? So for example, imagine you are a kitchen company owner, you're trying to build a quiz of X, Y, Z. Task or goal. So clearly state what you want it to do. What is the outcome of this quiz? We are trying to build a quiz that allows users to upload a photo of their kitchen, and then allows us to redesign that kitchen based on their specific requirement. Number 3, audience or use case. So who is it for and how will it be used? It will be used by homeowners who live in a certain area, for example, in the UK or in the United States or whatever that might be. And then 4th, tone, style or format. Specifically, how should it look, sound or look? What structure should it follow? For example, keep the tone friendly, concise, under 100 words, that kind of stuff. And then lastly, constraints or requirements. So that is like, what does it need to have? It needs to have an image upload feature. It needs to ask the users what requirements they have for their project. It needs to ask the users what color they want for that project. So what we'll do is we'll grab this, we'll go into Bolt, we'll create a quick new project, and I'm just going to show you how simple this is. I'm actually going to open up Bolt. I'm going to take my copy and paste these things, and then we're going to go into Bolt and we're going to actually paste this in. So let's go up to the top. So number 1, role or context, optional but helpful. Okay, so here's what we have so far. You are a bathroom installation company and are building a bathroom design tool that allows users to answer questions regarding the style of the bathroom they want, budget, and then upload a photo of their bathroom that they want redesigned. I want a quiz that does exactly that. I'll need 5 to 10 questions to really understand the design. The quiz will be targeted at homeowners in Leeds and surrounding areas. It needs to be clean, modern, but have a traditional feel of a construction company. I will be using make.com to generate the after images and sending that via email here to the user, but Make will send a personalized message to the user via webhook, which you can display on a confirmation page as though it is coming from the owner of the company with a little photo of the owner underneath. Okay, so what we'll do in the meantime is we'll just submit that, and we're going to let Bolt go away and build that. And if you guys don't know, Bolt is going to now custom code all of this tool, so you can see it's thinking, and then what it's going to do is it's going to start producing the code here in the code section. Might take a few minutes. So what you can see now is that Bolt is going to now go ahead and code that page, and it's going to be coding away and kind of building that tool out. Whilst whilst it's doing that, one thing I want to mention is images. So obviously when you're building your own customized front end tool, you're going to want to display lots of different images on that page, such as examples, whether that be worktops, whether that be styles, whether that be company images, stuff like that. So for that, we're going to be using a tool called Cloud Ordinary. Now, Cloud Ordinary is just an image hosting tool, right? It allows you to host images. It's actually free to start, so you can get started with this for free. But when you do want to pay, it's very, very affordable. And all it does is it hosts images into a public URL. So if I go here to image, go to my media library, you can see here I've got a bunch of images. All we do is copy that, paste that into a browser, and you can see it perfectly displays that image, and it displays it in a way that these tools can access and use much, much easier than trying to upload them into Bolt. So if there's any particular images that you want to use for your design, you can batch download those and you can upload those into Cloud Ordinary, and then you can copy all the link URLs and just paste those into Bolt and say, hey, please, can you use some of these images? And we may do that in just a minute. So we'll come back to Bolt and we'll wait here to see what our design is going to look. Okay, so you can see here, it has designed our quiz. It's obviously very, very plain and very boring. We haven't really given it any branding guidelines, but you can see design your dream bathroom, answer a few questions about your vision, budget, and space. Our leads based experts will create personalized design just for you. So we can see here we've got like for bathroom styles, traditional, modern, minimalist. If we select next, what's your primary goal? We can select our goal. What's your budget range? We can select that. What features are most important? Walk-in shower. So for example, we can select maybe walk-in shower, storage, smart technology, accessible features, click next. What is your preferred color scheme? We can select that. How large? We can select that. Let me just go through these questions, and then we can answer here, put our details in, and then we can upload a photo of our current bathroom. So let's find an image that I've got somewhere stored on this computer. There we go. We can upload that photo, and then we can get my free design. Now, it's essentially working. Now, there are a few changes that I'd like to make here. I'd like it to load here, so it has time to send that data to make and wait for this personalized message here. But that's easily promptable. And another thing is, for example, we've got images, no images on these answer questions. So what I would probably do is I would go and find images that I can use, which is from the client themselves. And then I would go to Bolt and I would say, hey, for example, can you please customize the answers to these questions with these images? I would upload those images to Cloud Ordinary, and I would paste those images into here. And then obviously regarding the design of this, you can then customize and prompt this. So let's, for example, give this a bit more of a prompt. I would like you to turn the first page into a sales/landing page, provide a structure in a AIDA format. Okay, so we've asked it, I would like to turn the first page into a sales/landing page. We're going to customize the design in AIDA format. So I want the above the fold section has attention, information, desire. So before and after image, I've uploaded a before and after image on Cloud Ordinary. And then plus review rated 4.9 out of 5. Of course, multiple installs with 5-star icon, action, bold click, call to action button. I then like the 3 sections I need to follow: information, desire, and action. Let's just see if it can redesign. It's a very simple prompt. You guys know, if you follow me, that I like to follow like the AIDA principle, the AIDA principle. So you can see here, it looks like it's kind of like knows like what to do. It's following. It says this will create a powerful conversion focused experience that guides visitors from attention to action, which is exactly what we want. And it looks like it's got a bit of an issue here. We'll leave it to try and resolve itself. Sometimes it will come back with an error. Sometimes you just try and attempt to fix, and it usually fixes itself. But we'll leave this for a few minutes, come back to it, and hopefully it will give us a redesigned version of this page. Okay, so this is what it's come back with. You can see here, transform your bathroom into a luxury sanctuary. If we just click mobile, also looks pretty cool on mobile as well. We've got 24-hour design delivery, 10-year guarantee, 500 plus happy customers, and a before and after with review. Very cool, actually. Not necessarily how I would have designed it, but I actually think it looks very nice and it has all the information that we would need. So I'm quite happy with this. It's even got like here, it takes 2 minutes, no obligation, completely free. So let's click here. It then takes us to our quiz. That's pretty good. And all you would now need to necessarily do is, for example, maybe give it some customized colors, some branding, some logo images, stuff like that. And it's pretty much good to go. So that is amazing. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna jump into Make. I'm gonna show you the flow on the back end of making this work. Okay, so we are here inside of Make, and just quickly, if you guys are interested in building these things out for yourselves, if you are a member of my private community, which is the only community that I have, you actually get all of the downloadable versions of not only just the builders, like the actual front end quizzes, but you also get the downloadable versions of all of my Make flows that I've set up to make these things work. That's exclusively for members. So if you are interested in that, I'll leave a link down below where you can find out more by joining my private community. However, anyway, you can see here we have our Make flow. So we have, one input here, which is, for those of you who don't know what Make does, is they're all essentially different modules that do different things. It's a bit like tools like Zapier, and it's an automations tool. So we've got our one webhook here, and you can see this webhook is pulling in, I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see, this webhook here is pulling in the information the person's requested. So you can see we've got, project type full remodel, style wood, budget 25 to 35K, ASAP, we've got the color they selected, we've got the features they selected, and we've got their information that's been selected as well. We've then got a router here. And what this router does, it just takes that data and sends it down 2 different directions in different orders. First order is to go to OpenAI, which is going to create a chat completion prompt. Now this OpenAI prompt is very, very simple. All we're using is ChatGPT 4.0, and we're providing it a message, which you can see here. This is the inputs. We've asked that you are an employee at a kitchen company called, and we've given it the kitchen name. Customer has requested a free design before and after of the kitchen. Our system is processing this, and it will be sent to them by email shortly in a few minutes. I'd like you to take the customer's information and write them a personalized message about what they are looking for. Keep it to 1 to 2 sentences, including emojis, and the customer's information, all their styling has been put in here, and I want you to sign it off as project manager. And it's then going to take that output. You can see the output bundle. Hi Samuel, we're excited to help you with a full remodel featuring a warm designs complemented to your favorite colors, navy green. It's a personalized message. It's then going to do a webhook response, which all that does, the same webhook URL that it used to collect the data, which I'll show you how to set up in a second, is then using to actually send that data back to Bolt. So what Bolt is going to do is going to send data off, it's going to wait, process, and there's going to be an on-page load screen. It's then when it receives data, it's going to display that in the confirmation page, and then we'll say an email has been sent to you with your redesign. And then we can do things such as like ask them to schedule consultations and this kind of stuff. And the reason that we do it this way, where we actually separate these 2 outputs, is because at the moment, ChatGPT's image completions take maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it's just a little bit too long to have users wait on their phone or on their computer for that to happen. You're going to get a big drop-off rate if you don't do it this way. Much better way to do it for now anyway. So second router is taking that data, and what we're doing here is the first thing we're doing is we're uploading our before image to Cloud Ordinary. We're using HTTP make a request, and you can see here we just have our Cloud Ordinary URL here, and we're basically sending that image into Cloud Ordinary, and then what we're doing here is we're getting that image. So you can see here we've got image URL. We then take that image URL, we then send that image URL into OpenAI. You can see here file data is the data that come from that image, and then the prompting tool that we're using is please generate an after image of this kitchen. I want it to look like a design of what their kitchen will look like once it's been redesigned. All dimensions should be the same. Here's what the customer wants for their redesign, and we're then inputting and mapping. I can open this up and show you. We're then mapping, in fact if I go into a diagram and edit, we're then mapping all of the outputs of that quiz, which the AI is collecting for us. So here we go. We're mapping that here. So you can see here we've got this. We can select the webhook things that were outputted, and we're then mapping those inside of here, and we're then prompting OpenAI. It's then going to load that image, and it's going to process that image. Once it's processed, I'm just going to move on to one more prompt, and this prompt is going to generate a personalized message that we're going to send with that, like I showed you on the brochure underneath it. We're going to have a personalized message just letting the user know what we have done. So you can see here, you're Sarah, project manager. You guys have just created a design of a customer's new kitchen and provided them before and after the image, and then the response image. I want you to write 2 to 3 sentences about the redesign and what you guys did, and that's going to then send that personalized message out of this. So far we have the before image, the after image, the outputted message, and the last thing we need to do is upload that to Cloud Ordinary. You can see here we've got a Cloud Ordinary URL, and then we're sending that data into Banner Bear. Now you can use Banner Bear. Banner Bear is essentially like an image generator API tool, which allows you to create images. You guys might have seen my previous video around creating ads and automating ads. Same sort of tool as we used for that, and I can show you in Banner Bear in a second how that looks. But then we're going into Banner Bear and we're uploading all of our different images as different segments. So for example, the before image, we've got the name before image, that is the before image on Banner Bear. I'll show you in a minute. And then we're uploading our secure before image URL of the output of our Cloud Ordinary. So if I jump into Banner Bear and show you what that looks like from a from a builder's perspective, if we go into here, we go into projects, we've got make automations before and after, which is a project I created. We've got the kitchen before and after. If we go into here, you can see here we've got this kitchen before and after builder, which I've customized. You can obviously rebrand it to the client, and I've got the client's logo, which just stays, but you could obviously create one of these if you wanted to. And then for each client, you can actually customize the logo in your make flow. So that would mean that your make flow would basically, you'd have a blank template here for every client. The make flow would customize the logo, customize the color, it customize these texts. And you can see here, we've got these different elements. We select them. For example, the before image, we've got this name before image, and that's going to pull through to open. So that's going to pull through to make. So you can then go make, I want to change before image JPEG 15 to this image. I want to change body text with address to this text, and you can customize all of that output. And then what it's going to do is then going to output this Banner Bear PDF, which you can then add more modules on here, such as email. You can send this in an email. You can send it into GHL, so we can have a go high level. Here we go, create a contact here, and we can upload that data into that context custom fields. Okay, so that is pretty much the complete project output. Now, as promised, I'm going to talk you through a few other examples of tools that we've built, which are very, very similar to this one. I'm now in my Netlify account, which is where Bolt pushes your projects to once you've completed them. So once you deploy that project, it will push them to Netlify, and inside Netlify, you can then customize those projects, and you can essentially host them on a domain that you own. So here's one example. This is a PDF. So this is a before and after generator for a med spa. Or this could be used for dental, for med spas. But what this does is it allows users to answer questions about their skin and requirements. And then what it does is they upload a selfie of themselves. It then sends them a customized brochure with recommended treatments, and also, you can even have it generate before and afters using the same GPT image editing model that we talked about before. We've also got this damp survey quiz. This is a damp survey which allows users to answer questions about their home, such as, what year it was built, have they had any damp proofing or ventilation system installed, yes or no. So we'll quickly go and answer these questions. What issues are they seeing in their home? What rooms are affected? When do they see it after heavy rain? How regular? Do they have any of the following, such as dehumidifier, central heating? What best matches your home? Black mold and corner, peeling paint, or damp patches on the walls? Let's go black mold. They can ask, would you like a damp assessment? So we'll say yes. We then put our details in here and select this. It's then loading, doing the same process as before, and it's going to generate a personalized output message based on, do they have damp issues in their home? What fixes can they potentially put in place? And what the recommended solutions are. So you can see the personalized message from Lewis, and then it addresses concerns. Consider paying any external defects like broken guttering and checking the roof and wall conditions. And then what it can also do is it can offer them a complimentary home assessment, usually £99, to evaluate your home's damp condition comprehensively. Simply book in a time below, and you can click book free assessment, and that can then redirect to a calendar, which is maybe embedded in Go High Level or something like. We've got this fitness quiz, which allows people to discover their realistic body transformation timeline, where they can answer questions about their current state and what their goal is, what their current weight is, what their goal weight is, and what their age is, what their gender is, how many times per week they can exercise, and lots of other different questions. It then does the same thing, processes it in the background, and and it also pulls data in from the facility. And what it does is it gives them a realistic timeline of what classes would suit them based upon their target goal, weight loss goal or muscle gaining goal, and what classes it recommends. We've then got this roof assessment quiz, which allows users to understand the problems that are happening with their roof and avoid wasting $10,000 or more on unnecessary roof work. They can answer questions about their roof. They can tell us what issues they've got with their roof. They can tell us if there's any leaks or strains inside their roof. They can say, if there's any damage to the roof, and all of these questions around their roof. And there's even an option here at the end for them to upload a photo of their roof if they want to, and they can click get report, and then it does the same thing. It's going to go into making the background, generate the report, and send them a customized report. And it can even do the same thing, just generate before and after images. So as you can see, there's so many use cases for this. All of these are available inside of my private community only, but you can build these for yourself, just playing around with these tools, and you can start these tools mostly free. So I'll leave a link down below to the tools that I'm using for this particular video, and you can start testing out for yourself. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be releasing a lot more content around this, how to generate better performance with your marketing, but leveraging AI in the process and being ahead of the curve. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve with this stuff, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be talking a lot more about this kind of thing. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys for watching the YouTube channel. I'm trying to upload the best content I possibly can. I will see you guys in the next video.